Hello everyone, welcome to Hybrid Budgets. This is my June budget close down video. So I'm going to go through all my accounts that I've got digitally and also go through my budget for June and see where all my money went, what changed, what went up, what went down in the budget, and also I need to give a bit of an update on holiday as well because I've had a big update on that. So yeah, if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe, comment below if I'm not already subscribing to you, because it'd be lovely to enhance the community. And yeah, so let's get into it really. Apologies, we've just got back from a wedding. I say just back from a wedding, like the wedding was last night, but it was up north, so we've done the big drive down from like Newcastle. So if I feel a bit out of it and if I'm a bit like this video, that's why, because I'm filming this on Sunday night. I'm chasing the sun right now trying to get this done. But yeah, I'm struggling. I am struggling. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So this is my budget for June. I'll zoom in a touch so you can see it, hopefully, if I can get this camera working. Well, so let's go into it. So it's a bit of a weird one. I'll go through this, I think, then explain the whole holiday situation, because it then will feed into like my July budget and you'll be like, oh my god, what have you done? Shame, shame, shame. And yeah, fair enough, because there's a hell of an update. And bear in mind, I think one of my goals this year was meant to be mindful with money. I absolutely F that up. Pay for a wedding October without getting into more debt. Okay. Pay off Tesco 2 balance transfer card. Okay. Get emergency fund up to 2,000. Cool. Have Christmas fully funded by December. Okay, that's not too bad. But one of my things, where did I have it? Oh, I think it was in my old tracker, was like be more mindful with spending. Anyway, let's get into it. So originally I thought my salary was going to be £3,030. It actually came to be £3,058.38 because of some additional expenses. Sinking funds, I planned to take out £295. To be fair, I could have put this in additional money in other. I think I put it in sinking funds because it came from my credit card. So this is all linked to this holiday. There's like a refund in here, and I'm going to go into more details in this, but basically I took £295 out of my sinking funds. So all my sinking funds are held in Monzo pots, and that's what I cash stuff when I do my cash stuffing. And they're all digital placeholders basically. And then I basically got a refund on my credit card, and that's what led it to go up to £858.64. Then other, I budgeted £20 from my partner, but I also got the £100 nationwide fair share scheme, so they gave me £100 this month, which is really useful. And then carryover, I thought it was going to be £265, it's actually £267.41. So in total, that came to £4,304.43 rather than the £3,600. Not much on fixed change particularly. These are all as budgeted. So just if you're new here, how I budget, I round up any of my expenses to the nearest pound. I then make a note of what bank it comes out of. So my main current account is my Nationwide account. And then where I put all my sinking funds and saving stuff is usually my Monzo. And then what I do is I break this down into bills and utilities, subscriptions, savings, miscellaneous and debt for this whole fixed section. So this is basically anything that comes out via a direct debit. So these are obviously all the urgent stuff. Then it goes, into sort of, I say less urgent, debt's pretty urgent, but you know what I mean. Subscription wise, so my partner actually pays for Spotify and Netflix, and then Remarkable is actually an annual. It's just I had this printed at the beginning of the year when originally it was a monthly. Again, they were all as expected. Start to Save ISA, I transferred over £200 to that, so £150 from my Monzo pot that I've already got for emergency fund into my Nationwide one because it's a higher interest rate, and then I top it up with another £50. And then Vanguard, I budget £50, which is my investment, so they're doing reasonably well at the minute. Great Ormond Street and Labour Party, so this is actually slightly cheaper now, so that's gone down by £1, which is good. But yeah, I round up in the budget and then it gives me just like a little bit of a buffer to work with. So the main change here is Virgin Blue got 50, that was fine. Tesco 30, that was fine. It was the MB&A card, which is my new card. So originally I was budgeting 140, which was basically £136.74 plus £9.60. And then what happened was I was wanting to make it a round number, so I added an additional £12.86. And again, this is where this holiday thing will come in, so I will go into details of that. So you'll notice in my first cash stuffing, my debt tracker is different from my MB&A. But yes, that's the only slight, so there's a slight increase here of like £19.20. So that all came to £1,516.12, which left a carryover of £2,788.31. Then just checking I'm in shot still. Sorry, I'm literally chasing the sun, so apologies if it is a bit shadowy. My Virgin Atlantic, I budgeted £276. So again, if you're new here, I put all my work expenses on my Virgin Atlantic card, which is a credit card. And then the following month, my expenses pay for that. And then I also budget it within this month as part of like a zero-based budget. So my carryover is usually what pays for my Virgin card the following month. So that came to £275.26. Joint account got its 300 eaten out, got 200, although I do have £74 left in my account, and I basically run this one to zero at the end of every month, so that's £74. I think I'm going to probably put it into hair and beauty because I've got my hair trial this in July, and also probably another cut I need as well, and I also want to get some jewellery and stuff for the wedding. So that's my plan, like my weddingy plan this month, and I thought I'll take it out of hair and beauty rather than the wedding budget because it'll be jewellery I wear again, so it seemed unfair to take it out of the wedding budget. Hobbies and entertainment budgeted 50, got 50. That did get quite hammering this month though. When we look at the pots, birthday and gifts got 15, home improvement got 40, and hair, beauty and clothes only got 30 this month. Electronics, budgeted 40, got 75, just because of the nature of like how the dice rolls. Any leftover money I've got from my various challenges I usually am putting towards electronics at the minute to try and get that one built up, because we're saving up for a laptop and some other form of electronics this year, which should be good. Emergency fund extra overpayment, so budgeted 40, and again, nature of the roll, it went to 20. Debt extra overpayment, budgeted 70, got 70. Home improvement, budgeted 60, got 60. Holiday, budgeted 40, got 40. Health, budgeted 20, got 20. Odds and evens, budgeted 40, got 35. Future, got £400, so future savings is actually our wedding savings. So yeah, we're really trying to hammer that one, you know, put a lot towards it. Christmas got its 90, and birthday and gifts actually got 130. Because I had £70 extra over from, where did I get that from? £70 extra over from leftover from eating out last month. So I've added that in, and in fact I just realised I haven't actually added it into the income. So I need to adjust that, but that all comes to, well, it'll probably be slightly more actually, so ignore that number. But because it came from my Monzo pot, and added in, my Nationwide account is still reading this, if this makes sense. So this is what I've got left over in my Nationwide account. So the budget does balance. I just forgot to add on the 70 there and put it in these numbers here. So my bad, but I've just clocked it now. So that would have left over £1,008.05, and then general annual water bill got 60. And that left £948.05. And because these amounts here don't actually go out till next month, I just carry that full amount over, that 948. So a lot of that money is actually, so I budgeted about £269 to be budgeted for the credit card, but actually it's up to 948, and that's partly due to that credit card refund. So let's look at the accounts, if you can see them. I'll probably just try and read them out if they are looking a little bit blurry. So emergency fund, so in my Monzo emergency fund, I've got £994.11, and then in my nationwide saver, I've got £800. So the Monzo one gives me 3.75% interest, whereas the nationwide one gives me 6.5%, but I'm limited to putting in £200 a month into that one. So what I'm doing at the minute is moving 150 out of my the Monzo one into my nationwide and then adding that extra 50. Holiday is now at £310.31. Christmas it's at £546.10. Odds and evens is 193.43. I'll come back to penny savings challenge when we are filling that one in. General annual is up to £170. IC subs is at 951 because I didn't add anything into it, but it's just the interest that's accruing. Water bill is coming out next month, so I don't know what it is, but we've got that pot ready to go. I'm budgeting about £30 a month, so I'll be intrigued to see if it goes up from that. Health, we're up to £151.80, although I do need to make a note that I do need to minus £30 for some glasses. I went to Specsavers, so I was so chuffed with my old glasses because I broke like the bridge of them here. And I went in and I was just like, oh, I'm going to have to get new glasses. And last time I went in, because I broke the like edge here, I just had to get new glasses, but I went in this week and they were like, oh, we've still got these frames, so if you keep the lenses and the lenses are fine, we can just put the lenses in for you. So I just had to buy the frames, which were like Specsavers own 30 quid, so I was proper chuffed. I was there thinking I was going to have to spend 150 quid, but it actually came to 30, so I was proper happy with that. Birthdays, we had a lot of birthdays and situations this month, so we had 30, both the twins who I budget £30 for, and then also a wedding which I get £50 for a gift. So yeah, £60 was budgeted, an extra £70 came from eating out, and then had to take out 60 for the boys and take out 50 for the wedding gift. Home maintenance, £60 budgeted, 60 stuffed, and therefore, what's that, £135 stuffed and £4 interest, yeah, because that's at £139.81. So it's amazing how the interest adds up, and this is why I do keep all the stuff digitally, also just because I'm awful with actual cash money, and just for me, it doesn't work in terms of like, I would just lose all the money, and actually it wouldn't, you know, whereas I can see daily what I'm spending and it's all digitally recorded on my Monzo app, which I found really useful. Home maintenance, yeah, done that. Wedding, me and my partner both put in £400, which was good, so £800 up this week. We've got a lot of payments coming out of wedding, so although this does look quite high, next month I think I've got 2 or 3 grand's worth of payments coming out, so that's going to get a battering. Electronics, like I say, all the extra stuff went into electronics, so that's doing quite well. It's up to £230 now. And sinking funds, I haven't put anything in, because most of the expenses have been on, Lara, work expenses. So as a result, they've not like come out of sinking funds, other than the holiday. So again, I will let you know the update on that. Hair, beauty and clothes is at £29, so I've budgeted 40, spent about £35 for some hair products. So I'm really trying to get my hair in a better condition. Like the hairdresser was like, your hair's so dry and thin, and you know, it's all breaking, and you don't put any like pre-treatment on it when you put heat on it and all this stuff. So she recommended some products, so I've got those. Hobbies and entertainment, £50 budgeted. But then £26 at Amazon for fabric scissors, vintage bags, what else did I put? Watch and headphones. So I bought, not that I'm wearing it now, electronic watch, because we're both trying to like count our steps and be a bit more healthier, and then have some headphones for the train. But they were quite a cheap version of like a expensive watch, so I think they came to like £40 or something. And then also the lottery, which we are trying to get out of, but yeah, it was at the 208 million euro millions, and I was just like, we need to put on. And then, oh yeah, some Etsy challenges as well I bought from Rainbow Budget, so Christmas challenges. So yeah, that got quite a bit of a beating. Gifts, £15 budgeted. I spent £10.14 for a moon pig for the boys and Father's Day. And then home is at 105, £40 budgeted and £30 stuffed. And then £10 went to the electronics. So that is where we're up to. So what I'll do is, as I'm sorting out all the penny saving stuff, I will also explain what the hell I have done for holiday. So I was at a charity auction and they had a silent auction and they were selling holidays like as part of this silent auction, and it was for a really good cause. And I was like, oh, this is amazing, like potentially we can get our honeymoon out of this. And I know my partner's always wanted to go to Tuscany, and they had a 4-night stay at Villa in Tuscany, where you can, yeah, obviously have 4 people, and then they do like a winery thing and all this stuff. So I bid on that one, and then there was another one in Jamaica. So again, I bid like the reserve bid for them. Anyway, did not expect to win both of them. So I spoke to my partner and he was like, this is excessive. We don't obviously need both of these. And I was like, yeah, 100%. So I spoke to the charity auction and they were like, you can return. Well, we were going to look into Jamaica because we did want to go to like the Caribbean area for our honeymoon. But then because it didn't include flights, we were like, actually, this is quite a lot. Like it was a lovely package. It was like 7-night stay. You had like your private chef for like 2 nights, I think, where he did like a seafood platter, and then he had like a private pool and like some really nice stuff. And it came to, I think that one was actually like 1,300 maybe. It's quite a lot. And we were just like, you know what, with flights and everything like that, we just can't really, you know, afford that. Or we were, what's it, that sunken fallacy where you spend so much trying to get there and do it all. That I was like, we're probably easily going to spend another £1 or £2 on it. And James was a bit concerned because he was like, I don't particularly not like Jamaica, but he was a bit worried. He's like, I've never been there before. I hear it's like, he was a bit worried on the security side of stuff. I wasn't too fussed, but also it was only 7 days. And then we were like, well, we might need to extend it then if we were going like all that way, and all for all various reasons. So we ended up speaking to the auctioneer and saying, actually, is there any way we can refund that, because we bid on 2 and got both, and it was a bit of a mistake. And the irony is this charity is a mental health charity for construction workers, because I work into construction, and one of the things they do is like financial help. So I was just like, you know, I've obviously cocked up here. And anyway, the auctioneer people were like, oh, well, we sell it to the charity, so we can definitely give you the refund of what the charity bought it from us for, but then you would essentially make like a charitable donation for any of like the extra. So we said, no, that's fine. So we got, I think, about £1,000 back from them. But then the other £200 went obviously to the charity. And you know what, we were like, we're more than happy. It was a really good charity, and actually we would have put a lot more into it. Had we have gone, it probably wouldn't have been fully what we wanted. So yeah, so that was a bit of a drama, and it was like, I was so giddy, like bidding on this thing, and I think the issue is I had wine, like, you know, when you're like round other people and you're like, oh, like this is exciting. And I knew like we've got a separate honeymoon fund, like I don't list it in here because I feel it's quite private in terms of what people have gifted us, and I wouldn't want to, you know, it's quite like you know what I mean, I feel a bit awkward basically, yeah, showing that to people. So that I never keep in here. So I knew we've already got some money and we can pay it off, but I was like, that's not technically our honeymoon. I don't really know what I'm going on about, but we've got money to pay it off and to pay the bill off. But we were like, actually, we've got another honeymoon booked for where we're going to Cos after the wedding, which my partner has booked, and it's only 4 nights because he's a teacher. So by the time we've had like the weekend of the wedding and seen people and everything, we're only going away like from the Monday night, and we want to obviously get back in time because he's going then back to school on the October. So he's booked that, and it's sort of he's splurged a little bit on it, and we said we just want to get away, go somewhere nice. Obviously being at half term, it's so much more expensive, and we've been quite like bougie on the room because it's a honeymoon, and we've literally not been away since I think our cruise a year and a half ago, because we have been trying to like budget for the honeymoon and stuff. Like we've been obviously away to places in the UK and stuff, but we've been trying to be really good about it. So anyway, we want to sort of, that's like sacrosanct, and we want to sort of, I probably said that completely wrong, that's what the honeymoon money should go to. So I then got a refund back on my Virgin credit card. But oh yeah, so basically, oh god, this is just so boring. I don't think you guys even want to know about it, but I guess I'm just trying to explain myself. I put it on my Virgin credit card, and the issue being, obviously, that's a one with a higher interest. So what I did is I transferred that off onto my MBNA card, and I think it then cost me like £50 to transfer the full funds. So it was a holiday to, oh God, I've rubbed my eyes and this has all gone over. There was a holiday to Jamaica and a holiday to Tuscany. So we're going on the Tuscany one and we're really excited, and we're going with friends. So we haven't worked out how much they're paying and we're paying for it, but we'll obviously work that out. So that one we're really excited about. And then we got the refund on the Jamaica one. And obviously we did the charitable donation of £200, just obviously to sort of buy our way out of it a little bit. So that got refunded on my credit card, but annoyingly, because I had a balance on my credit card, it paid obviously all that off, and then the additional, which was like 600 quid or whatnot, then got refunded to me. But as a result, it wasn't the full amount. So I just said to my partner, I was like, right, next month I'll put all that money into wedding, save, paying off the MB&A, because that's at 0% now, like we've already done the transfer. So we'll put a bit more into wedding just so we're definitely topped up on that. And now we've got like enough that we can do, you know, like we're fully in the black in October, and we'll probably have money spare, which is quite a nice position to be in, just in case like last minute we've got like to buy stuff urgently or anything like that. And then basically I've transferred that fund onto MB&A. So in total, I think because I rounded up the figure as well, and I was essentially did a bank transfer of my full amount rather than just the holiday, it came to 2,600. So you'll see that added onto my MB&A card. So part of me is just like, this is really daft, I'm getting myself into more like debt and everything, but part of me is also like, actually we've got the money budgeted for that in the honeymoon. Like, so initially our honeymoon pot's going to pay off for the one we could go to Cos, then the rest will then pay off this other holiday to Tuscany, which is going to be like a bit of a mini moon, but we're going with our friends as well. And then basically we've obviously then got what's left in the wedding budget will pay off what I've essentially transferred to the wedding budget, just so we're in the black, because of the nature of how the some of the invoices come out. Like 1 month it'll be like loads coming out all at month, like next month for instance we've got like £3,000 coming out, but then the following month like we might not have anything, but you know, like just for that 1 month you need more in, so it's a bit like that, but to try and keep it in the black. And then in October obviously we're still going to be putting £400 in, so that'll be fine, and then whatever's left will then pay it off. So although it initially looks like quite a jump and gone up, I'm not too concerned in the sense of we do have money, not fully budgeted for it, but like I'm quite convinced we will, because by the time we split the cost with the friends who we're going away with to Tuscany, by the time we, you know, we've got, you know, quite a few of the gifts come through already, and by the time we get the other gifts, I think, you know, it'll easily pay off the Cos one and this extra one as well. So I'm not too concerned, but yeah, it was one of those where I just sort of shook myself and I was like, why have I done this? I'm so easy to slip back into these awful habits. So yeah, really a little bit upset with myself, but I'm also like, well, you know what, it's done, we've worked it out, and you know, again, it's managed, I'm fully aware of it. I know I've updated my payment plan on my like debt pay down, I've updated my tracker, and you know what, I was sort of earmarking, you know, the money we might get from the friend and the money we might, you know, so I'm like, yeah, it's all there, it's all fine. And again, we're still on track to pay everything off, all debt wise, by 2027. So some people might judge me for it, which is completely fine, because I judged myself and was like, what have you done, you silly prick? But also I'm like, we've got a lovely holiday. We always wanted to go to Tuscany. We're actually going with our best friends, which would make it a really lovely trip as well. And we're going this summer. And I really wanted to get away this summer, so that's really nice. And then, we've made a really nice charitable donation to this charity, and they do such good work, like when they were showing it. So I'm not really annoyed at all. It just means I've probably added an extra, with the fee to the transfer and the £200 to the charity, like I've probably cost myself 250 quid. Obviously, and the holiday as well, but anyway, I need to just stop talking because this is waffling on, and I don't know if you guys even want to hear it, but I feel like I'm trying to make excuses, which I 100% am, but also I just wanted to, when you see it next month when I'm cash stuffing and you're like, what the hell, your like balance was at £5,000 and now it's at like 8. Yeah, I just want you guys to understand what the hell's happened, basically. But yeah, anyway, let's move on before I break down. Right, what do we have? We have £9.88 in Round 'em Up Cowboys. So for anyone who's new, we round up. So I have a round up for any of my pots. So anytime I spend on a pot and it's like a random, you know, 37p or whatnot, I'll round that down and put it into a pot in Monzo. And then my partner's, our joint account has one called Roundabout Cowboy. So what we do is that's essentially our penny savings. So how people would empty out their purse, that's our equivalent of like change in the month. So right, we have £9.88 minus, I'm chasing the sun now, apologies guys, minus £2.96 minus £2.95 minus £2.94 leaves £1.03, which we have. Perfect. So that was Roundabout Cowboys, that was Penny Savings Challenge. So yeah, I know I'm a nutter, and I really want to be honest with you guys as well, because I was genuinely, part of me is like, you know what, I won't even add it to my debt tracker because I know it's going to get paid off reasonably quickly, in terms of like the funds we've got saved already can pay it off. But I also wanted to be quite honest with, like, you know, the fact that like this is still an ongoing struggle. I've been doing this for 2 years and I still do daft stuff like buying fucking holidays on a thingy. But yeah, I got a bit giddy and it was all a bit daft. And poor James, I had to ring him. I was like on speakerphone, like, I might have just bought some holidays. He's like, okay. Like I did tell him I was buying them, and he said, oh, maybe don't bid on the Jamaica one because he wasn't too keen. And I said, oh, I've just put the reserve price on it because obviously thinking people would outbid it. But I just think there wasn't many people there that day. So as a result, like it didn't get outbid. And I was just like, oh shit, I've now like... Anyway, I'm just ridiculous. And I mean, what a first world problem. I know, I bought too many holidays. But genuinely, like, we are trying to pay off debt and I'm here just fucking up trying to buy a holiday. Anyway, I'm just going to be quiet because I've just whittled on and on and on. And you guys are probably like, fucking hell, get on with it. You silly didn't. But anyway, I hope everyone else is doing well. I'm sat here and I'm really hot. So, oh, I've done too many. What we're doing, £11 and 2p minus £2.93 minus £2.90 minus excuse me, £2.89 leaves £2.30. So yeah, other than that big hiccup, we're doing okay with everything else. So we do need to budget for flights. So basically, holiday is going to be spending money for Tuscany and flights. So obviously we're flying into Italy, so I don't think they're too bad on price. And then we're probably going to get a train down, which should be quite nice to see the countryside. Everyone said the trains in Italy are really lovely, rather than like the skanky ones in the UK. And I feel like I can say that as a civil engineer, before y'all give me loads of hate. So yeah, perfect. So this is our closeout for June. So we're all up to date on this. And then I think the only item which I'll discuss in July is the leftover eating out money, which will be £74, which I will transfer into hair and beauty, I think. Bro, anyway, sorry I've whittled on so long. It is literally coming over to 20-30 minutes. And yeah, I will see you guys in the July cash stuffing, the July budget. Bye.